Hey, and welcome to the show. This show is brought to you by Patreon members like you.
Thank you for being a Patreon member.
As a Patreon member, you get a video of the podcast that we put out twice a month.
Now, on with the show.
There we go.
Hey guys, how you guys
okay, so you
doing
can hear
today?
me now. Yep,
Can you hear me now?
Now we should be good.
Hey, what's up, Franco Rudy?
The mic was off.
What's going on, man?
Alright, hey.
It's snowing in Chicago. Wow, it's crazy.
Is it though? Is
what
anything
it
crazy in it? There's still no sound? Alright, hold on. Check here. No.
I got some.
got
Maybe
some.
it's the delay that they have. Yeah.
Yeah, I got sound. I have sound. So
we have sound or no?
I mean, I can hear the sound. I mean, I'm hearing myself, so we gotta have sound. Yep. What's up, guys? I can hear. Okay, sounds great here. Perfect.
Yes, there is sound. Can hear now.
Okay. All right. So, with all the fun and excitement, as I was getting ready to say, going on in the world, hopefully tonight a little car stereo talk might do us all a little good. Though there's so much crazy. Yes, it's definitely Madhouse, Poor Sue's at Target right now. But anyways, we made the decision that we wanted to come on and do our small part for sanity. There's enough that everyone is doing to just do what it is you do. Mm-hmm. So let's take an hour and let's do something that is, car audio related. Have a little bit of fun, a little bit of excitement. I'd say, what did you do this weekend? But I'm guessing you probably sat at home.
I sat at home.
Oh, you cleaned the house?
I cleaned the house.
You cleaned the house?
Yeah.
I know. It's so frustrating. I'm bummed that I'm not going to see you guys at Indy. Well, okay, so for those of you that are unaware, Indy, the Knowledge Fest Indy that was coming up here next week has been postponed until July. I think it's 8th, 9th, and 8th, 9th, and 10th or something like that. It's been postponed. So if anybody industry was gonna go to that, don't worry, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. However, Saturday night we got to get the heck out of there because our vacation officially starts the week after that. So if the world is still here in July, we'll be there. And the DAS show was also canceled. Cancel it. Canceled.
No. Oh yeah.
Supposedly that's going to reschedule. I don't know. I of course had to cancel plane tickets and all the other fun stuff. But we did buy our tickets for Indy, so we're definitely going to be there if it happens. Hopefully by July, life will be back to normal and we won't have to worry about it. I got in a fight at a grocery store for toilet paper over the weekend. Dang.
What? Really?
I bought tortillas, buy one, get one free. I figure I have food and toilet paper, depending on how I want to look at it.
That's right.
What line out converters do you recommend for a 2013 Impreza with factory head unit? Just need an amp to run 2 subs. Mm-hmm. You can go as simple as possible with the... Yeah, I know.
Wow, that's so short.
I know. Wow. I don't know what happened. Oh, slide it that way. Just slide the whole thing that way. There you go.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it moves. So PAC makes, you could just slide it all the way and then wrap it behind it. PAC, I'm sorry, we're doing some adjustment here. PAC makes the LP7 II, which gives you DC offset built into it, so it'll automatically sense the 6 volts that's in your speakers. It's a factory head unit, non-amplified. That means it's well within its operation range in order to function. That would be the high-level to low-level adapter of choice that we use on situations like that. Of course, up from that, if you want the primo creme de la creme, the LC2i, of course, would be your of choice right now.
Yep.
But anyways, that would be your high level of choice for the best.
All right, Eric asks, is there a kit to replace the 2016 Honda Accord stereo?
I think that's the one that Metro makes, and that we don't ever really go for. No. I've had, it's a hit or miss. Some of the guys that tell me, dude, you're crazy, that kit works great. And I say, okay, cool. And then there's some, like ourselves, that we kind of stay away from it, in which case we just hide the radio in the glove box, make a T-harness, and go from there.
That one?
WaveTech 2. Oh yeah, there's the WaveTech, little WaveTech. Sorry, I didn't think of that, Ada. Thank you. Part numbers though next time. Part numbers. 2019 Honda Accord is factory radio, 4 speakers. Should I use an LC2i? Well, so if it's a 2019 Honda Accord factory, first thing you want to get is the Metra T-harness for that. And that'll allow you to plug in nice and simple. You won't have to cut any wiring because it's really tight in the dash for that car. The radio actually, if you watch our video on that, the radio actually faces down. So if you buy the Access T-harness, at that point you have 2 choices. You can hook up a high level to low level adapter of choice, and of course you could also do the Metra DSP if you wanted. They make the simple version of that now, which is just a basic high level to low level that'll go in there. What's up, guys? Is Clearwater down like Cincinnati? Stores and restaurants closed because of zombie apocalypse? Not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. But I'm sure we'll get there by tomorrow.
Yeah.
I want to replace the stock.
I want to replace the stock.
I lost it. Oh, there it is. I want to replace the stock Rockford Fosgate speakers, but but keep the factory sub. I'm looking at the Hertz. What do you recommend? I think you asked us this question over the weekend and we didn't have time to answer it. So that's gonna be a weird one. I mean, were you planning on adding an amplifier to power the factory subwoofer, or did you just want to add new speakers into it and keep the existing system intact? That's where it gets kind of weird. I mean, you could do that because I believe in that car. I don't know if they're 4-ohm or not, but yeah, that's really the key: is are they 4-ohm speakers or are they 2-ohm speakers?
All right.
I honestly don't remember.
Which subwoofer do you recommend to replace in the factory location on the Honda Pilot? Kicker Comp RT, the Pioneer TS A2000, or the Rockford Fosgate P3?
We've had a lot of luck with the Pioneer subwoofer for replacing factory stuff like that, so that's typically what we go with.
Yeah.
Is there a T-harness for GMC Sierra 2014 and up?
If it is Metra.
No, because that's not going to be a T-harness. That's going to be a like a 2014 up is going to be an Amp Pro.
That would be.
That's going to be an Amp Pro, and I believe. I mean, you can check Metra to see if they have it. You're going to do that?
Yeah, I can check.
Yeah, why don't you see if they have one? It's a 2014 GMC Sierra.
2014.
How do you guys fix dimming lights when bass hits? Easy way to fix battery alternator, more grounds. More batteries. Power. The reason why they're dimming is because you don't have enough power to keep the lights on.
Now the Sierra is 1500, 2500.
We'll just say 1500.
1500.
What's up, Victor?
Base model, Denali.
Let's just pick one, man. It's all the same plug. When you bridge a 4-channel amp to 2, are you mixing left and right signals to one speaker? Does it affect left and right separation? Okay, that's a good question. I like that one because that is something that we talk about a lot, where we talk about I want to take channels 1 and 2 and put it to the left, channels 3 and 4 and put it to the right. You're going to need Y adapters in order to do this properly. What most amplifiers have, 4-channel amplifiers will have, is a ability to put in channels 1 and 2 RCAs and then flick a switch that says 2-channel, 4-channel. And what it'll do is it'll automatically take and put the sound that's in 1 and 2 over to 3 and 4. That's under the assumption that you're going to keep using the amplifier as a 4-channel amplifier, not as a 2-channel amplifier. So there's 2 different things happening here. What you're going to need to do if you're going to plan on bridging it to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 is take a set of Y jacks and take the left and go into 1 and 2 and the right and go into 3 and 4, running the same signal into both inputs. Then you're going to bridge it from that side out. If you connect it where you do 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 and then flick that switch, yes, it will auto-populate, but it's not going to give you the results you're going to want for me. You're not going to have balance fader and fun stuff like that. It's going to get real crazy real fast. So, Y jacks.
Yeah, I got nothing. That's just the bypass.
They make a bypass for the amplifier?
For an amplifier.
Oh, really?
It. Yeah.
So did they make a, did they make a 71? Go back to the part and then just go to the wiring harness. Just keep clicking on them. Just wiring harness, into car. So go to the next one. So they make a 71. So if you for the GMC Sierra, what you want to do is go over to metroonline.com and pick up the 70 harness and the 71 harness. Those allow you. Then you can make your own T harness.
Yeah.
Just got XPO Lab. So excited. Oh, cool. What happened? You guys don't like me anymore, Bobby? Are you kidding me?
What's up, Bobby?
What did we do? I mean, come
sorry.
on. That's not even possible.
Nope.
Friends for life, bro.
That's it. Man.
What is the difference? Okay, hold on. What is the difference? What is the difference in SQ from DSP, like a Helix DSP Ultra, when it comes to quality of a RCA cable not exceeding 2 meters 6 feet? I don't think there is a difference. Huh. I mean, anytime I put a DSP in, typically it's going back by the amplifier, so we're using the shortest RCAs possible. I don't know if I've ever put a DSP anywhere other than that, but I mean, it's essentially becoming your source unit, so I don't know why there would be a difference.
What's up, Luis?
What's up, Lewis? Get the cough, get tested, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fernando Giftina, what? No, it's not.
Hello from Portugal. Thank you.
All right, hold on. I have a sub amplifier installed. Now I plan to install component coaxial speakers with a 4-channel amp. Should I use a separate 4-gauge amp kit? Oh, this keeps moving around. Amp kit, or just upgrade to 0-gauge dual amp kit using 1200 watt mono amp, 500 watt. When we do installations.
Hey, what's up, Chris Bennett?
Hey, Chris. I was just reading about Chris, man. That was rough. Device offline. Oh, I love it when it does that.
What?
Oh, the little thing's going crazy. All right. So as I was saying, when we do 2 amplifier installs, the first thing we do is figure out where these 2 amplifiers are going to go. So, for example, if they're both going to go in the same location, perfect. If they're going to go in different locations, then we figure that out. And what that's going to tell us is what kind of wire run we're going to do. If it's a situation where like the 2 amps are going to be mounted next to one another, next we're going to say, okay, do we have room to run a 0-gauge? Because a 0-gauge is like a garden hose. So you have to make sure there's room for that to go into the car. Even though 4-gauge are big, they're not huge, meaning they're thinner, so you can get 2 runs of them in places where one 0-gauge may not fit. So we always check that first, is like, you know, when we're evaluating the car, what kind of room do we have? If it'll take a 0-gauge, then we run a 0-gauge.
Yeah.
If we need to run 2 4-gauge, we run 2 4-gauge. Now, if there's already an existing amplifier in the car and the wiring is done and everything looks great, at that point, it just kind of doesn't make sense to pull out the existing 4-gauge. We just run a second 4-gauge. It's already in, it's already done, it's already zip tied up. So we'll add in a second fuse, we'll label them underneath the hood, and we move on from there.
Right, alright, so where can I mount 2 T Rockford amplifiers on a 2015 Camry? Under the seat, or is another option?
2015?
Yes. Well, we put 2
I think we went underneath
T's.
the seats.
Definitely underneath
I mean,
the
they're
seat,
the smallest amps ever, so I mean, if you can't figure
on
out
the
a place to put
corner,
those.
in the trunk, we put the T's in there. So, yeah, it's plenty of space.
Yeah,
They're small.
They're tiny.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is part 2 of that question. The Helix Ultra is connected via Touchlink from a Pack Pro. The 6-foot max of RCA is from the center of the back wall of my trunk to the individual amps. That's why I was wondering if there is a difference between a budget RCA cable and a premium RCA cable. That just falls into the category of good RCAs versus bad RCAs. And then, yes, it does matter. You rent a Touchlink cable, so you already want the best of the best. So that's like, the nice thing, I guess the easiest way to think of a Touchlink, which is the fiber optic cable, is out of the Amp Pro, you're going to be using the Helix to do all your DA conversions, so there's going to be no noise, just data from there to there. Now this is your source unit. So out of that source unit to your amplifiers, naturally you want to use the best cables you can. You don't have to go crazy. I mean, we typically run some 4000 series Stingers. They're nice, but anything above that would do the job too. But yes, you want to make sure you don't just use some crummy RCAs. Use some good RCAs, and then you'll be fine. But yes, that's that.
All right, I just purchased a new car today.
Bobby got some toilet paper.
Oh, there you go, man. I trade you something. I just purchased a brand new car today. It's a 2014 Ford Focus ESE hatchback. What dash kit would you recommend? And
what is it? A Ford Focus?
Ford Focus 2014.
Is that a MTF1? What size screen is in the dash?
Yeah.
What's been your favorite SQ front stage brand? We talking like speakers or subs, or I mean not subs, but speakers, DSP. What are we talking here? More info on that one. What's that being Fernando from New York?
Ooh, what's up, New York?
Hey, New York. Maestro dash kit for Ford. Yeah, that's what I thought. The Maestro dash kit. So that'd be the MTF1.
The MTF1, yeah.
I think that's what you're referring to, Johnny. That would be honor. Fernando, I need a 5-channel.
There you
what
go.
brand 80s sub would be best to upgrade a stock Bose system? Okay, so that's not the easiest thing to do, because if it's a stock Bose system, you need to know more about the stock Bose system, because a lot of those are dual voice coil, a lot of those are 2 ohm, some of them are 1 ohm. So that, like, there's not like a replacement, like, boom, there you go for that. And there again, it also depends on the age of the vehicle. A good place to start for stock speaker replacement is, I always get this wrong.
Which one?
That brand right there.
What?
The orange box.
Powerbase.
Powerbase. Thank you.
Wow.
It's brain fog.
Wow.
Powerbase is the go-to place for stock speaker upgrades, meaning you want something that plug and plays into the stock location and has similar ohm loads, but sounds better. Check out Powerbase. Now, if you're trying to do a substantial upgrade, meaning like, I hate my Bose subwoofer, I want it to sound better, but I want to put an 8-inch where that goes, chances are good there's going to be nothing that's going to go in there and just sound great, because the stock Bose, for all its badness, it's actually not a terrible thing at creating good bass, and a lot of times better than what the aftermarket is going to do. I know, it's like, oh, slow down. Unless you're going to, Samantha, what's going on? Unless you're going to go up to a bigger subwoofer. So trying to go like for like in that small hole is going to be tough. But if you just, let's say yours is dry rotted and falling apart, then yeah, check out Powerbase and see what they have available. There might be something that will just go in there. 99 Acura, yep, that's the one, replacing speakers as well as radio.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to go straight from scratch and get all new stuff, dump the amplifier altogether, especially in that one. That was neat, man. Totally, what was that? Is that your cough drop?
That's my cough drop.
Fell right out of your mouth. That was pretty cool. So in that car, if you're just going to dump the whole thing, pull out all the Bose stuff, go get a nice 5-channel amp to power everything back up. In that case, yeah, something like a Pioneer that you can put an ohm load that has a normal ohm load to it. Jeez, oh man. Then you'll be fine. So yeah, do that.
All right.
Recommendations for placing everything in a 14 Mustang with factory Mach system. 14. That's
14. That's like 13 that we did today.
Yeah, that's that 5x7. So the hard part of that Mustang is that bottom 8-inch subwoofer. Obviously, you're gonna want to put some form of a mid bass there, and then like you could put a 3 and a tweet up where that 5x7 goes. But that bottom one is the tough one, because you're going to have to do some modification to get a speaker in that, because the grill is attached to the woofer. So you're either going to have to butcher some things up, which it's old enough to do. To get that front grill off, you got to be real super careful. And then you can put like a 6.5. I would look at the Focal Access 3-way set.
That's pretty good.
It's a good price point, and it'll get you into a really nice set of speakers.
Puerto Rico's in the house. What's all this?
For your 5-channel amp, you might want to check out the Kenwood Exelon 801.5. It's small, it's compact, and it's, there again, reasonably priced.
Yeah.
Paul may give me a complimentary toilet paper roll for 20. Oh yeah, that sounds about right. He would definitely do that. would that be the iData Maestro kit? Yes, that would be the iData Maestro kit. But yes, so if you go to idata.com/maestro, you'll find the parts that you need.
I want to know what this one says.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
If you're running power 2 amps, 4 feet max, it's okay CCA? No, man. No.
Okay.
CCA is not
No,
okay.
it's okay. It's not even that. All right. Let's look at it like this. First off, what you want to do is take your go download a PowerWire calculator. Kicker has one on their site, or just Google PowerWire calculator. And basically, what you're going to see is a nice chart that has PowerWire on one side, feet on the other, and amperage draw throughout the chart. Okay. If you're going to run CCA, you have to look at 8-gauge copper wire, because that's the equivalent, sort of, to it. Now, naturally, everyone in here is going to say, never run CCA. And I'm not going to argue with them, because I agree. However, if you're looking at the amperage draw that you have and the length that you have, and it says 8-gauge is equivalent and will work, then yes, you could run a 4-gauge CCA wire to replace an 8-gauge copper wire and be okay. But chances are good, if that wire is going to be anywhere exposed up underneath the hood or anything like that, it's a bad idea. It's not so much that the aluminum wire sucks because it doesn't pass amperage, it's that it will turn to dust. It will physically turn to dust and fall apart.
Yeah.
There again, Jaime's right.
Jaime.
Jamie. Anyways, inside joke.
No.
But no, it will literally start to fall apart, and it's not oxygen free by any stretch of the imagination, so it will start to corrode through the cable. It's just a bad situation altogether. If you're doing it in the back at a distribution block and you're like, hey, this is cool, I'm inside, there again. I mean, we had a car come in Saturday where they had run the crappiest installation ever. They ran some 4-gauge CCA. They didn't use any 4. It was just a nightmare. And it was like, we're going to have to fix all this. So they're gonna have, it's just like, it's got to come out. So spend a couple extra bucks and you get the right stuff.
Yeah.
What's up, Mel?
What's up, Mel?
So what I forgot to have you do before you left, Mel, is I wanted you to sign your trophy that you left with us. So Mel is of course one of the Phantoms. He left us one of the cool trophies that matches the cool lighting on his car. So I forgot to have him sign it. I should have done that. Do you guys have a part number 4? Roll down. Roll down. No, you got your hand on the wheel. Part number, where is it at? It was right there. Stop.
Okay. Yeah?
Where? No, it was the...
You gotta read fast.
Stop right there. Do you have a part number 4, the Metra T-harness for the 2019 Honda Accord LX? No, but we gave you the website, which is metraonline.com.
Yes. And like I said, you can type your model number, year, everything, in their website, and you find all the answers in there.
It's real simple.
Yeah.
I mean, we're here to help, but come on, man.
No. It's
Did you make the 911 episode? Not yet.
What's that, Tanner?
But don't worry. Apparently, we're going to have lots of time.
I know,
and a GM 3rd Gen CTS in the center channel used for Bluetooth and chime.
It is?
No, is the center channel used for Bluetooth and chimes. Typically the chime, not in a Chevy. I don't think I've ever seen a Chevy that has done that.
Not the CT, yeah.
Most of the time it's the driver's front door. The driver's front door will do the chime, the driver's front door will do the Bluetooth. The center channel is typically just there to be obnoxious. What we've done in the past in some of the older vehicles, we've actually, when we had to, we've moved that to the center because we were doing something else with the car. We've moved the audio that was in the driver's front door up to the center channel because we needed it to be somewhere because we were only going to be using the rear channels. But that was a long time ago.
All right, by amping my 6x9 components with the kicker key, do I still use the inline crossovers for the tweeters?
Buy amp component. Wait a minute. Buy amp my 6x9 components with the kicker key. No. Okay. No, you don't have to. The kicker key will actively cross them over.
Yeah.
You need to know all the numbers. I know. I just need to know all the numbers. Sorry. Not going to happen. 911s are everybody's favorite. There's no doubt about it. Finally, a real answer. I hope I helped you out.
There you go.
But yeah, we know. Yes, we gave the boxes, got a home to go to. It's still sitting there, but yes, it does have a box to go to, Bobby. I'm sorry. Oh, corned beef tomorrow, St. Patrick. Tomorrow is Mom's birthday. So Mom's birthday, she turns 75. I know, it's gonna be crazy. How would you use my factory satellite antenna on a 2008 Honda Santa Fe when installing an aftermarket sat module to my Alpine? Well, first thing, it's either going to be, if it's usable, you're going to want to order a product called a Sat 1 or a Sat 2. More than likely it's a Sat 1 because that's 90% of them out there, especially one that's that old. And if that will work, that's what you'll order, and it'll plug in, and it'll plug into the back.
Thank you, Victor.
What? Yeah,
Victor
I saw that. Yeah, no, I'm on thumbs up.
Fernando, 2P3s or 1T sub from Rockford. I'm gonna go with a T.
No, I'm going with 2 Ps. I mean, what are we talking? 212s, 110? Give me some more information. If you're asking me, can I do two
what?
P312s in a porta box or one T112? I'm going with the 2 P3s. I'm gonna blow those. It's gonna be way more enjoyable. That's just my thought. My husband learned so much from watching you guys, and he's been doing audio since he was 12. Now he's 28. Oh, that's funny.
That's awesome.
That's cool. All right, hold on. If you install a Pioneer TSZ, how do they compare to Focal? So they both use metal tweeters, okay? And that's about as far as I'm going to go with that. They both have a metal tweeter. The Z, it's just, I mean, what are we, I'm assuming we're going to compare it to like Access. I don't know.
What the pins?
I'm thinking it's going to be like, I'm thinking Access because that's the closest thing, I think, in price point would be the Access.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at like Flax, they're not even in the same ballpark. But everyone that listens to those speak the Z's, and then I play the Access, they always buy the Access. They don't buy those. They're a little bit more out of control. They just the tweeter is just a little bit too much for some people.
All right, I want to read Thomas.
Dean hates three subs.
Yeah, Dean hates three subs.
Dean does hate 3 subs.
All right, Thomas says, do you think the 16-channel Alpine DSP coming out is worth double the money of the current DSP that you have in your car? If you only need 10 channels, it is worth the money.
Yes, but I'm strange. Okay. Let me back this up. If I only need 10 channels, and one of those is a center channel, and I'm using a factory stereo, I want the new DSP. Because the new DSP has 10 bands of de-equalization built into it that the 850 doesn't. That has no de-equalization whatsoever. Yeah. It also has a center channel output, but no up mixer. So no way to do anything there. Yeah. So what I'm looking at is if I'm using a factory stereo, I'm going to get a better result with that DSP. Plus it's got a better, it's got a better processor built into it. It's got a better DA converter built into it. Yep. Everything about it is professional, awesome, magical piece compared to
the old one.
The smaller one. Yeah. Now, with that being said, I realize it's double the money. And you really have to quantify what that is going to do for your system. I always feel like we're chasing something that sounds... We're always chasing the best possible sound at the smallest amount of money possible.
But that's what we're here for.
But I don't think it's... You can't do that. I mean, it's like...
No, of course.
If you want to operate on a level of extreme badassery, you have to be willing to pay that. Otherwise, you're just dabbling in the pool. Yes. And there again, that's fine to dabble in the pool. I often will sit at the edge of the pool and swing my feet in there because I don't want to jump in and get all wet.
And that's what a lot of people say, I want this, but I don't want to spend that money.
Then you really don't want
that. Exactly.
So you have to decide what's more important. Yes. And that's it. So you guys like the Focal 165 AS3 Access Series 3-way? Yes. Yeah, the Access are nice.
Yeah, the Access are nice.
It's good value,
Yes.
man. The Access is great value.
Hey, Willie.
I mean, for the sound, you can't beat the value.
Yes.
There's no doubt
They're
about it.
nice.
I mean, I've never put in a set of Access and had somebody go, man, I really don't know.
Passion has no wallet.
Passion has no wallet. Exactly, Mel.
And that's why my passion is next to Dean, because he got the wallet.
Badassery. New favorite word. I was trying to think of something that wouldn't be too
awesome.
totally bad, but I agree. Yes. But I mean, let's be honest. I mean, that everything we do. I mean, prime example of that. When I got into photography, I went out and I bought regular Canon lenses, and then I found out which worked. They did the job they were supposed to do. But as I got more into it, I was like, so I immediately sold them.
Yeah.
I immediately sold them, and I bought everything Canon made was L, and then everything after that I bought was L. And I started out with a 30D and a 40D, and that was fun. And immediately when they came out with a 7D, I jumped up to that.
Yep.
And then when the 5D came out, I didn't buy the 5D right away. I waited until the 2 came out, and now I have the 4. And I've never gone up to the 1D series because I don't need that for what I'm doing. But, the price is forgotten long after the quality is remembered. Damn, Jaime. Wow.
It's Jaime.
Dude, way to go on that one.
Steve.
I'm high-fiving you right now. That was great.
And I'm sure he's
Somebody
laughing.
needs to put that on a t-shirt.
That's
Holy
pretty good.
crap.
That's pretty good.
I love that one. Will you take for training? What are we talking about? I don't know.
Where?
It's the top one.
What you take for training?
I don't know.
So
Okay.
Okay, so
Wow. Hold on. What do you got?
What do we got here? What are your thoughts on what?
I don't know.
What are your thoughts on loudspeakers? What are your thoughts on loudspeakers? Do you like loudspeakers? No, you don't like loudspeakers.
All right. So funny thing. I hate loudspeakers.
Yeah.
I truly do. My ears just don't like them. The treble is too much. 500 hertz to me blows me out. I can't deal with it. I like Morel with it, which if you look at like a loudspeaker and you look at Morel, you couldn't get farther away from the sound difference possible.
Yeah.
Okay. However, that being said, as I mentioned on the Saturday show, we just got done doing the Subaru, where we went with the Neo tweeters and the dash. Everyone saw that picture up on Instagram and was like, oh my god. And there again, not a fan of those. But what saved that system in my mind is we did a DSR1 in there. He wanted a DSP because he wanted the adjustment, which gave us the ability to go in and EQ the heck out of it.
Yep.
And though I did not tune it to sound like anything we would listen to, when we got done with the car, we were both sitting there listening to it at different times. And Fernando was in there shaking his head, going, "Wow,
like,
this really sounds good."
I was like, "There's no way it's gonna sound good."
Like, I think if you no, there wasn't. We were both depressed doing the whole car the whole time, and when we got done with it, we were like, "Oh my gosh, this actually sounds really good."
The goal was to get louder.
Yeah,
right.
Make
because
it loud.
we went with a crazy subwoofer, and it's gonna be sound crazy loud. Anyway. Hop in the car, and then it's like, all right, hop in, listen to it.
And I didn't say nothing. I just was like, straight face.
And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I turn it up, and I'm like, dude, man, that's. I love, like, loud.
Yeah, it was loud,
like
but
really
it
tweeter.
wasn't obnoxious.
But exactly,
You know,
they actually turned really, really nice. So I was impressed on. The DSR1 saved the day.
The DSR1 totally saved the day on that one, which brought us to someone else had. So when you retired, are you going to start a training school? And then I like that. So Dean will ever retire?
Exactly.
Not anytime soon. Haley's in college. Wait a minute. What did this say? I love Canon. I still have my old 35mm film somewhere. I do too. I installed. All right, hold on. There was one on here I wanted to get back to. Here we go. I had a DSLR installed professionally a couple months ago. I have intermittent, no volume control. Would it be a cause because there never did it flash the updates? Yes. Yep. Yes, you totally have to flash. Yeah. Yes, you totally have to do the updates. Do all 3 of them. Life will be good. Loud doesn't matter unless you're competing. I gotta hear the music. Hey, and I agree with you. And the whole idea going into it was we're going to do the best that we can, but we also knew what he wanted, and we tuned it accordingly. And yeah, I was happy with it. Justin, what's up, Justin?
You will make more money.
Maybe. Very possible. If you go into your Perfect Tune app, you can check which firmware is loaded on there. Then check on Rockford's site and ADS site for what is current. Thank you, Justin, because Justin works for iData. He's talking about the DSR1. So if you go in, if you do what he says, it's very possible. If you go into your Perfect Tune app, you can check which firmware is loaded on there. So you actually, before you flash it, you can do it. Now keep in mind, you're going to need a Windows box to do the Rockford update. I think it's like 1.9.6?
Justin.
Something like that. But yes, yes, you can check to see if you're up to date going there.
And talk about the Rockford Fosgate. How many outputs does the Rockford Fosgate have?
The Rockford Fosgate DSR1 has 8 outputs that can be adjusted through the app. So they've done okay, when it comes to web, you guys always ask me, oh, what do I like? What do I like? Blah, blah, blah. The DSR1 has the best iPad app there is. But it's also nice because that's the only app they have for it. So it's not like you can plug in a laptop and be like, this is better. No, it's the only app they have. They've done a really good job on it. There are a few flaws because nobody is perfect. Let's get that out of the equation. Nobody's perfect. But they do the best job at being nobody's perfect. When you're setting up, which you always have to do, it gives you predetermined systems. So it's like the first system is front, rear, sub. The second system is like front tweeter, front mid, rear sub. And then you toggle through, there's like 8 or 10 different systems. You pick the one you're gonna do and you press that. Then you move on to the next question. So they've made it really easy.
All right, what is the T-harness that you use on the U video on the installer of the year?
That was the access harness. That was the access harness. So, and I even gave you the model number in the video, so. Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks, you guys. Great wishes. Living in Ontario. Ooh, upwards cold, eh? Canada. Love it. How do you know when you have... Hold on, what's that say? How do you know when you have the right time correction? What's that aha moment? Ooh, sorry I'm late. No problem, Robert. So let me read that again. How do you know when you have the right time correction? What is that aha moment? Well, I can tell you from experience that aha moment is not an aha moment. It's a, oh, okay. And there are better cars than others. Certain systems, like we do a lot of components that are non-active. So the time alignment that we get for center on that is going to be different than somebody like sitting in Brian's car and he has a full active and he's an IASCA winner and that's what he does for a living, is just this perfect center image that just makes you feel totally inadequate as a human. But basically what you should get is there's a track that you play that you can download from DNF Tool Drawer, and I believe the meters page. It's just 3 people talking, and you have a guy that says I am left, a girl that says I am center, and a guy that says I am right. If you can hear her come out of the center of the dash, or what you feel your center of the dash is, then you're pretty dang close. The other thing too is that we like to use polarity pops, which is going to get real confusing. And what that's going to do is you're going to play just the front speakers, and you're going to hear a pop, pop, pop sound. And if it's coming out of the center of the dash, that's usually a good indication that you have your center set up pretty right. But yeah, it's a tough one, but a little bit nice in there. I'm going to download that track. You totally could. You should. What's the best way to go active? So to go active, let's talk about active and passive for a minute.
Yeah.
We talk about those terms a lot. So passive means that you're using some form of a external crossover network. So for those of you that have never seen one of those before, since Morel is a great sponsor of the show and loves to hand us stuff to show you guys, we're going to grab the Morel. Did you notice the new packaging?
Yeah.
I know, it's way nicer than the old ones.
No, I think it's the same one.
No, it's totally new packaging. It's egg crate now instead of cardboard. This is the same. The packaging for the speakers, not this. This is fun. So this is a passive crossover network. This just happens to be a 3-way passive crossover network. So you have inputs, then you have the output for the mid-range, the output for the tweeter and the output for the woofer. So this would be a full passive, meaning we're just going to use 2 channels to power up the whole system. This would be similar to what you have in your house. You have a tweeter, a mid-range, mid-bass, or a woofer, and inside of that box is a passive crossover telling everything what it wants it to do. You can add delay, you can add, there's all kinds of different things you can do via a passive crossover network. This one has tweeter attenuation, so with this we can turn down the tweeter, which is a good thing. If you're going to go passive, I strongly recommend getting a passive crossover network that has tweeter attenuation, because most of the time it's the tweeter that's really close to your face and it's going and you're going, ooh, and that screws everything up. With passive, you can just use a left and a right, meaning a big 2-channel amplifier. With active, that means you have to use an amplifier to power every single speaker there is. So, power for tweeter, power for mid-bass. In the case of this set of Morel Carbon Ultra Virtus sexy things, the pancake ones, you would have to have a 6-channel amplifier. Now it gets a little bit more exciting than that. The reason why we say you need a DSP. Because most amplifiers don't have bandpass style crossovers. What? What's a bandpass style crossover? So you have high pass, or HP, you have low pass, which is LP, and then you have BP, which is bandpass. A bandpass is a high and low pass crossover on the same channel. How it would be used is the tweeter is going to need a high pass filter, meaning the lowest frequency it's going to play. That is also going to be the top frequency for the mid-range, which is going to be a low pass crossover. Then you'll need another high pass crossover, which is going to be the lowest that mid-range is going to play. And you'll need a low pass filter for the mid-bass, meaning that's going to be the highest frequency it's going to play. Then you'll need a high pass filter for the mid-range, meaning that's going to be the lowest speaker or lowest frequency it's going to play. So, you see this, you see this, you see this. They used to draw it on crossovers all the time. Yeah. Anyways, so what that'll then allow you to do is choose the frequencies that you want them to be crossed over at. Most people are going to tell you, and I agree with them, that you're going to want a crossover that's capable of doing 24 dB per octave, Linkwix-Riley, and that will eliminate any of the phasing issues or frequency loss issues you get at the actual crossover point if they're going to be the same. But it's not set in stone. You can have all kinds of fun, and sometimes those dips and valleys at the crossover points can be helpful or hurtful. It also depends on, it's not a straight plane. Some are going on the dash, so there again, there's a lot that you can play with and have some fun. But that is the difference between active and passive and how it might pertain to you. Do you guys do boats or bikes? No.
No, nothing.
We have no room for boats anywhere on property. If you've ever seen the show where you look out the back door, it's an actual road that people drive down like it's the Indy
semi-trucks and all that stuff. Yeah.
So parking a boat there, the only place we do have to park a boat is at the end of the plaza, and we've tried to do it before, and we spend more time during the day walking back and forth to the install bay than it's worth. So, and then the ramp really sucks for motorcycles.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So, you say, do you guys unplug the center channel and the new F-150s?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we always unplug the center channel in the new F-150s because it's useless. It's not a true center channel. It's just left, right, center. Here you go. So it typically screws things up. What did that one say? Oh, I
Which
saw
one?
my name.
Right here?
Yeah.
It was like hours and hours where you go, really? Do you guys have a video out of the radio install in the 2014 Focus? I remember I see you. Probably.
I don't honestly remember.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
What did Robert say about center is center? Don't forget, is center or left of center? Well, that gets into a whole debate that we don't want to go into, Robert. So, your favorite way of presenting high-res files to the Kenwood 10-unit player thumb drive app? I would say a thumb drive for yours. He has the 9906. That's the one we just put in the Marauder last week. I would say thumb drive. I would say thumb drive would be the easiest way to do that.
All right, Nick over here. Hi from Trinidad.
Hey.
Looking to add the 608 into my Ford Ranger Sync 3. It's a safe tap of the power from the accessory wire on the deck, or where do you recommend to get for the DM608 power?
Tap the power from accessory wire. So there's going to be no. What year is it? Because there's typically no accessory wire in those cars. I mean,
I don't know what year is that.
Yeah, it depends on what year it is. If it has an accessory wire behind the radio, yeah, it's safe to tap it. Yeah, you could use power accessory ground, sure, no problem. But most of those Fords don't have accessory behind the radio anymore. They just have power and ground. In which case, you would use you just put your high level into it, and it'll use the DC offset coming through the speaker wires to turn the DM608 on.
I like mail. Or you just SPL.
I don't want to do SPL.
Why not, man? SPL.
I can't.
That would be cool if you would put like 215s in your Camaro.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
I've had 215s. I'm good. It's a 2020 Global Ford Ranger. I checked the AC. Wow, it has AC? Okay. Before you tap into the AC, though, what I suggest doing is putting a voltmeter on it and waiting until the car goes asleep. Because sometimes Ford AC that turns on and off with the key also goes to sleep, and it does weird things. Like, I know in the Mustang, it's power save mode, it's accessory, but non-power save mode, it's actually constant 12. I don't know, there's strange things, but if it's a true accessory that it works all the time, yes, you can get into it. But that's kind of weird because Ford stopped using accessory a long time ago. You know.
All right.
Woohoo, love that can of worms. I know, right?
Yeah. What do you think of the
Eton? Never heard
speakers?
them. Never heard them.
Dean.
Yes.
What was the track that you played when the tuning my Tacoma?
Oh, they had the marbles rolling around and falling down?
Yeah, what is that?
Hold on. That's an old one. All right, give me 1 second.
Marbles.
They had marbles. It might be called marbles.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
No.
Hold on. Let me go back. I was looking up Comfortably Numb yesterday. Playlists. Dean.
What's that from Dallas?
Yes, I actually call my playlist Dean. It makes things easy.
So bad.
It just makes it easy. Plus, you can find it when you're using my phone.
That's right. Yes, I got it.
Where do I have that at? Oh, Bubbles. It's called Bubbles by Yoshi Hirahara. So YOSHIHORIKAWA.
Oh my God! Just put the picture.
But
Maybe
Bubbles.
he can catch it.
It's never gonna show up.
No.
Yeah. So looks like 3 little piano key things. But
There you go.
There you go.
That's Butch. What's up, man?
Hey, Butch. Yup. Sleep and voltmeter read 0 after the light goes off. Cut off force. Perfect.
Nice. There you go.
There you go. Use it. Use it all day long. Can you stick the foam fast rings to the back of the magnet? Ooh. If there is room to put on the door. If there isn't room to put on the door skin.
Can you stick?
I see what he's saying. I've just never done that because I want to go with no. Well, I see. Okay.
What do you mean to the back of the magnet?
So if you stuck the fast ring, the magnet, the back panel, the acoustic plug, as it were,
And the subwoofer?
to the back of the door speaker.
Okay.
So what I think you'd have to do is you'd have to cut off the sticky tape. So it would have to like stick to it, and then you'd have to go in like a ½ inch and remove the sticky tape around it, because the whole idea behind it is to absorb the back rage. I don't honestly know if it would do any good, because the whole idea is that it is farther away, and that it's made to absorb the vibration
on the back.
on the
yeah,
speaker. If you have no room for it, don't use it.
Yeah, don't use it.
I would
if
just
you
put
don't
more
have the
roadkill
room,
behind it.
Yeah,
that would make.
Just get maybe 2 layers in that spot.
Good update for 2300 NEX. Prefer adjustable screen angle. God, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what the
radios
current Pioneer model number
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
We don't do radios.
4500.
Yeah,
I mean,
much.
if you're gonna update, go all the way.
Okay,
Go for the 4500.
Now that we talk about radios, my favorite radio used to be the 44, 45.
Okay.
Now is the Kenwood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it has the better screen. It has everything. So it's like.
I know. I'm kind of spoiled using that one in the car.
You know,
it just always looks good.
I can wait for the 10-inch, so I'm gonna see it.
What level does the Pioneer 4200 normally clip? It's 38 on CD, and it doesn't on an iPhone. So if you don't actually go in and adjust the source level control, you can just play an iPhone and go up to 40 and not have any problems. However, the subwoofer level will clip out at like 3. So you have to be real careful if you're going to do DC or do yeah, they will clip out at 3. So use the bass knob on the amplifier. Put it at 3 and use the subwoofer on the amplifier.
Craig say a question about speakers. The car calls for 6.5, but is there a speaker adapter out there to allow to put a bigger speaker?
So if you get in the Kenwood Exelon 7-inch, they actually come with a spacer that goes from 6.5 to 7-inch, and what it is a half-inch spacer that's round, and on the inside it has holes to screw it into the 6.5 provision, and then once because it comes out a half-inch, you can put the bigger 7-inch, but the basket is tapered in to fit into their system. That's where you run into the problem, is that like an 8-inch isn't going to be tapered to fit into a 6.5 hole. So it all depends on how much room you have coming off of the door panel. So if you have like 2 inches, well, yeah, you'd probably be okay. But if you don't, that's more the problem than anything else. That's why you can't put a 6x9 where a 5x7 goes, because the 6x9 is big and not tapered in like the 5x7 is. Because a 5x7 is essentially a 6.5 that they just stretched out. It's not a 6x9.
All right, Scott, what level does the Pioneer...
We covered that.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yep.
Never mind. Hi from Australia. I have the LC200.
No, I was reading if the speaker has a vent hole, I'd say no. Yeah.
LC200, similar front speakers to your Tundra. Recommended upgrade. LC200.
No idea what that is. Similar front speakers to your Tundra. So I'm assuming it's a Toyota, maybe.
It's a Toyota.
I mean, I'm gonna say plug and play all day. So
6x9s, yeah.
You have the Focal plug and plays.
Yeah.
Go for those.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're nice.
Yeah.
What front and rear speakers can I go with? What's going to give me some good bass and sound clear?
It's just a lot of variations in there, man.
I mean, we always call I'll just answer the question and answer the question. Well, I'll say the Kenwood Exelon 7-inch we were just talking about, because it's a mid-bass monster. It's got a lot of mid-bass, and they sound clear. So if you got room for those, throw them in there. You won't be disappointed, if that's the only thing we're going for. Man, I really dig those marble sounds. I know, right? I like when people have them in their mouth and they try to talk to you. If you have around...
it's a Land Cruiser 200.
Yeah, okay. So
okay, yeah. No.
There again, if the Focal
plug and
plays will fit, I would totally do those.
Yep.
If you have around $600, what components would you recommend?
What?
If you had around $600, which components would you recommend?
The Focals.
So that would be
the Axis.
No, the Axis is cheaper than that. You might even be you could probably get into the Flax.
To the Flax? There you go. I'll go with the Flax.
You're gonna go with the Flax. I'm gonna go with the.
Oh, I don't have Flax in here.
I'm gonna go with the Morel Virtus.
Where is Nalga when you need it?
Because these are my favorite. There again, depends on what you're listening to. You also there's a ton of great speakers out there that sound amazing.
Yeah.
For $600, that's a heck of a great number. Really, what I would figure out is, what kind. The tweeter is typically the most important thing. And Justin would agree with you on that one, Fernando. The Focal Flax.
Focal Flax. Yeah, that's right.
But the tweeter, like for me. Like, I love the Focal and they're fun to listen to, but the tweeter is just too fatiguing for my ears. That's why I like the Morel, because it's more my speed. So each one is a little different. What components will fit the front doors of a 2020 Honda Accord? What did we put in that one? I don't even remember. Oh, didn't we do Morel in that
We put
one?
the Morels.
Yeah, we put the Morels.
Yep.
Around $300. There again, you can get into the Maximos, right? Morel Maximos. Check out the 2019 Honda Accord video we did, and we show you the ones we put in there. You get an idea of what your door looks like.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, those are the focals.
That's
you got
right.
it. What's the difference between mid-bass and mid-range? Just the vocal? Well, yeah, typically the frequency range. So okay. So it is frequency range is the natural answer to that question.
Mm-hmm.
A three-way set as opposed to a two-way set, kind of where that really comes into play. So when you have a tweeter and you have a mid-range, the tweeter is, let's say, going to play from 3200 on up. The mid-range is going to play, let's say, from 350 to 3200, and then the mid-bass is going to play from, 350 down. And it should play down into, 60, 70, 80 hertz and not have an issue. Whereas a mid-range, let's say, two-way set, that tweeter is going to play down to that 3200 hertz, but now that mid-range, 6.5-inch mid-range, is going to have to play up a lot higher. So it's going to have a more mid-rangey sound than, let's say, the mid-bass out of that other system. Most manufacturers, when they make a set of three-way components, the speaker is a little different. That mid-range, mid-bass at the bottom is a little different. But the mid-bass sound that we're talking about most of the time is a deeper sound. It's louder, deeper. Like most speakers will play down to 80 hertz. Some will play down to 70, 60 hertz. They just don't do it very well, and they're not loud and impactful. Having a higher end speaker that is capable of playing into those lower frequencies and having impact is where you really go, oh damn, that's what mid-bass is. Shallow speakers typically don't have a lot of mid-bass, and cheaper speakers usually don't have a lot of mid-bass either. Mm-hmm. That's why when we call like the Kenwood the mid-bass monster, that's because that 7-inch is an affordable big cone driver that gives you a lot of mid-bass. However, it does sacrifice some of the mid-range, but that's why the tweeter in that set isn't as loud and does play what seems like a little lower to compensate for that lack of mid-range that would be coming off of the speaker. So it's a balancing act a lot of the time.
And with that, we're going to answer the last question.
Wow, it's been an hour?
I know, right?
Holy crap.
Ismael, I'm going to run the Morel Maximus components active. How much watt do you think should I run into the mid-bass driver?
So if I was going to run a set of those, and there again, in a perfect world, I would buy the Morel 4-channel and just run that. I would run that half on highs, half on the tweeters, half on the mid-range, and that would be cool. If you want to go a little bit smaller, more compact, maybe look at... I would just buy a 4-channel amp and go from there.
Go active, yeah.
And
definitely.
go active and run that. You'll
and
be
with
fine.
that, Victor say, got to go. We have to go too.
I know. I can't believe it's been an hour.
I know.
Well, listen, guys. It's going to be a fun week. That is for sure. And by fun, I mean it's going to be a lot stressful for a lot of people. There's no question about it. Let's all try to just keep our wits about us. Have a little bit of fun if we can. This is something that's new to all of us. We've never experienced anything
talk about
like
that.
this.
You say,
It's just crazy. There's no doubt about it. But let's all try to be as safe as possible. Let's all try to be healthy. Wash your hands. Do whatever it is they're saying to do to try to make it through this the best that you can.
Try to get positive.
And we'll hopefully all be on the other side of this soon enough, and we'll be back to normal-ish, whatever that's going to be on the other side of this. But until then, keep in mind we have shows to watch, things to do, life to get on with.
That's right.
If you're sitting at home,
just
by all means, go back and check out, watch some of the older videos, or subscribe to the new channel, which is Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips.
You can see it.
Where we basically take shows like this, we break them down into their little segments, just the questions you ask, and we answer them. So it gives you the ability, let's say you're heading into the bathroom for 5 minutes to watch something. Happy birthday, Mom. You'll be
Happy birthday, Mom.
So that's a great thing to do with your time. I'm pandering here, I understand that. But the other thing, too, is keep in mind, tomorrow is Tuesday. We'll be back on with 5 Minutes with 5 Star. It's a nice outlet right now for the crazy that's going on with the world. We're doing what we can. And then Saturday, if everything goes according to plan, we'll be back on YouTube and we'll have, there again, an hour of fun where we can talk about the one thing that we all love, which is car stereo, and have a good time with that.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Guys.
So, Patreon. You support the show, you can go to Patreon. D&F Tool Drawer is a place you can find all the cool tools that we use for our installation. And of course, Teespring/store/5stars is a place you can go to get all the cool new shirts. Hey, July might be the time where we actually all get to go out and have fun again.
That's right.
So make sure you pick up this shirt right here. Hold on.
Oh, you have it?
I have it, I forgot to
Oh, wow, look at that.
So, with July right around the corner, that might be the time where we can actually go hang out with people again. Make sure you pick up your 5-star American flag t-shirt, all the little 5 stars here. These are all little 5 stars of stars, so you don't actually have to worry about taking it down at nighttime. You can keep it on the whole time.
Bye, Jeff. Bye,
Thanks, everyone,
people.
for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.